So my understanding of the World Economic Forum, it's really a network of leaders across various disciplines in business, government, and education, and in society, coming together to really have a dialogue about what are the major issues that are facing the world today, so that we can form the connections and networks to be able to address them. It's not a decision-making forum, but really a forum to bring people together. So it's actually quite a privilege and an honor to be part of it this year. I was actually nominated to be a young global leader, one of 200 or so in the world across different disciplines. And there are leaders who are actually making a difference or trying to make a difference in the world. So we were invited to WEF in East Asia to really talk about what our contribution could be and what issues we want to solve. You know, I think especially in East Asia, we're always so used to talking about results and outcomes and performance, and we're very fixated on that in some ways at the expense of all other things, you know. And what was pleasantly surprising to me was to hear these world leaders, presidents like President Yudhoyono of Indonesia, talking about the essence of what it means to be human and how being human is going to be at the core of leadership in the 21st century. Now, this is a very different kind of thinking. It's beyond just I need to put food on the table. And it's much more than a kind of a limited poverty mindset or a competitive mindset of mine versus yours, but it's actually about thinking about how can we create a bigger we and a bigger world. And so I'm quite excited about the opportunities as we shift mindsets beyond functional things into more meaningful and purpose-driven things. I think one of the biggest crises that are facing our region today is actually the loss of soul and identity. So I think that's actually at the root of a lot of the problems we face. So I feel that we need a new approach and a new way of actually reinstilling purpose and values, which I think is at the heart of being human and actually at the heart of what it means to transform. And so I believe that as we start to address those core root issues around purpose, around identity, we'll actually have the opportunity to start transforming the way people think, the way leaders think, the way they lead their companies, how they operate their companies, societies, nations. So that's really what I'm most passionate about, and how I see the linkage of what it means to be human to transformation. I think it matters because I think we all want to live in a more joyful and a more beautiful world. We're kind of beyond Maslow's hierarchy, a lot of us, in terms of the functional needs being met, and we're seeking self-actualization or a higher level of need, which is around finding meaning and purpose. You look at Gen Y doesn't care about pay and about work-life balance. They're looking for work that is meaningful, that will transform the world and make it a better place. And I think all of us are looking for how we can make that difference. And so for me and for us, it's really about how we can make that difference in organizations, in nations, in governments, in companies, in individual leaders. And that's really, I think, what drives me at the end of the day. And I see a shift happening, so I'm quite excited about that, and because I think it's meaningful. And I think at the core, all of us are actually seeking that. And for me, that's actually what transformation starts with.